Slightly awkward. Haven't been here for a while. My sincere apologies. If you think that I'm just like not thinking about YouTube, just whatever, neglecting my channel, that's not the case. Semi the case, because I neglect my channel and then I feel very guilty about it and think about it every single day. So you know what? No promises, nothing. I'm just back with a video today and I'm hoping it'll upload because I bought an older Nikon camera to use for filming and it is not good. And I have absolutely pretty much no storage space on my phone ever. So holding out till summer when I get to upgrade my iPhone. I'm gonna also, why was that so loud? I thought I broke something for a second. Anyway, but I am going to get an iPhone with lots of storage in the summer. So anywho, I'm filming this on Valentine's Day. I'm wearing my special, it's not a robe, it's like a shirt thing. So I'm going to recommend you some Indigenous authored books that I think are perfect to read on Valentine's Day or to buy on Valentine's Day to treat yourself and to read whenever. Now, something I've talked about on Instagram, or Bookstagram more specifically, is the importance of Indigenous representation against all genres. I think this is important, but I very, very, very much believe that this representation is very, very important in the romance genre. Because if you don't know, for decades upon decades, the romance genre and also the Western genre just have a very, very harmful way of portraying Indigenous characters. It's very stereotypical, very racist, very violent a lot of the times. Just these old tropes that are just incredibly harmful. So to have so many amazing romance authors who are Indigenous coming onto the scene, or who are finally gaining the recognition that they've deserved for so long is amazing. Shall we start off with the first Indigenous authored romance I ever read in my entire life, which was recommended to me by Aaron's_library on Instagram. This is the Crooked Rock series by Pamela Sanderson. This is book 1, Heartbeat Braves. Aaron and I actually interviewed Pamela Sanderson and the next author that I'll be talking about, and we discussed all things Indigenous romance. So this is a really great book. It's lighthearted, but it still deals with a lot of important topics. If you haven't read this, I highly recommend it. Okay, so next, I'm currently reading it, so I can't give a full review yet, but this is Blessed by Ojibwe author Maggie Blackbird. Maggie is the other Indigenous romance author that we interviewed alongside Pamela Sanderson. Maggie Blackbird was the second Indigenous romance novelist that I'd ever read. After I'd finished Pamela Sanderson's books, I was thinking, I want to find an Ojibwe romance author. Let's see who I can find. And luckily I found Maggie Blackbird, who has become one of my all-time favorite writers. One of my all-time favorite books, not just romance books, but just like I'd say just all-around favorite books, is more of a recent release. It was released in October. It's called Born for This. It's book number 1 in her new Mesmerize series. I don't have a physical copy because I read the ebook, but it's amazing. As I said, Maggie is Ojibwe, and just the detail given to Indigenous culture and ways of life prior to colonization, it was so touching, it was so important, it was just a really enriching read. So I recommend that book to everyone, but if you're Ojibwe, I highly, highly recommend it. I recommend, she has a series, it's of 2 books. It's a kind of like a Thanksgiving series, and you can find it on where you get your ebooks, and they're pretty short reads, but they're really good. I believe the first one is called Thanks to You, and the second one is like Because of You, but I really am not sure of the title, so take that with a grain of salt. But if you search up her books, it's pretty easy to find the Thanksgiving series. So next is Love After the End, an anthology of Two-Spirit and Indigiqueer speculative fiction edited by OG Cree author Joshua Whitehead. Joshua Whitehead is one of my all-time favorite writers. This is a fantastic collection. It's all set kind of like in a dystopian world after the end of the world, in a sense. I'm not sure what I was thinking, but I called it Love After the End instead of Islands of Decolonial Love by Leanne Ptasimisek Simpson, which is what this book is. So each story is a glimpse into decolonized love, whether that's family, romantic, two animals at the zoo, two Sabes seeing each other after not seeing another Sabe for a long time, or two people who really just needed to spend some time with another Indigenous person, and a glimpse into that decolonial love between them even though they just met. Simpsons writing is just, it just gets me, you know what I mean? It always gets me right in the emotions. I always tell people that it's really important to read them with a decolonial lens. So an Indigenous, more specifically a Anishinaabe lens. If you go into reading a lot of Simpsons work with kind of like Western expectations, you're probably not gonna like it, and that's unfortunate, but amazing. And I misplaced my copy of Love Medicine. What kind of Erdrich super fan am I? But I have 5 different bookshelves in my house, and I was combing through and I can't see it. But Love Medicine by Louise Erdrich. I will never tire of reading that book. So if you haven't read Love Medicine yet, what better day to start or to order it to read or find it at your library than Valentine's Day? Anyway, I think that's it. I hope everyone had a good Valentine's Day. Miigwech to everyone who stayed subscribed to my channel, even though I've been less of a stellar YouTuber than I should have been. But I really do want to make an effort. I really do love YouTube. I love editing videos. I'm gonna try in the new year to really commit to making my channel work. We'll see what I can do about the storage. I'm gonna make it happen. Okay, miigwech.